Hello, everybody. How's it going? Just wait for everybody to get here. I see there's a couple of people here right now. I apologize for the blurry video. My bandwidth isn't doing so well right now, and so that's why the horrible bandwidth. Also, I'm kind of staying at a away from at a holiday let at the moment, and so there's some noise from the other room, so I do hope that doesn't disturb either, but I felt it important to come on and have this talk. But what I'm going to do is, before I start saying what it is that I have to say, I'm going to let people come on so that I only have to say it once. Yeah, but what you're going to find, Aditya, is that I am probably not going to say the same thing that the other people are saying, right? That's what you're going to find. Okay, so, but I'm going to wait for everybody to come on so that I don't have to say it a couple of times. But before I do, people give me feedback on the video and let me know if there's any lag on it or how the audio is doing, if you can hear the background noise. I hope the background noise isn't disturbing. But would love to hear some feedback on the video and the audio before I get too deeply into it. Okay, so somebody please let me know how the video and the audio is, if the background noise is bothersome, because there's television being watched in the next room. So, but again, I want to wait until there's a good 15 people here or so before I come out with what it is I have to say. Okay, because I just don't want to keep repeating it over and over and over again. Okay, is anybody hearing background noise? And if the background noise is problematic, let me know. Okay, no bad feedback on that. So, before I get going on what it is I have to say, because I still want to wait a bit for people to appear, thank you for saying Happy Teacher's Day. I appreciate that. But before I start talking, I would love to hear what everybody else is thinking about this whole thing that's going on astrologically, what has, kind of turned into a raging conflagration, I feel, on who's right and who's wrong. But let's see what everybody else is thinking about this. And I will speak my piece here in just a few minutes once those numbers go up in terms of how many people are watching, so that I don't just repeat myself over and over and over again. Because you know what, I've already come on and I've already spoken about this several weeks ago, but it's all coming out again, so I feel it's necessary to talk about it again. But when I'm done this time, I want to really, be done with it. Okay, because it's problematic. It's problematic. Okay, so let's let a few more people come on, and then I will start telling people what it is that I think about this. Okay. I'm not going to speak if people are commenting in the window. I probably will not reply to anything if you're speaking and mentioning certain people, right? I'm just going to, keep it completely neutral, because really on a certain level, that's where I'm at with it. Okay. Right. So, I guess, I was wanting to wait for a few more people to show up, but maybe I will go ahead and start talking about this. And those of you who missed the first bit at the beginning, you may have to kind of go back and listen to it again later on. Right. So for those of you who aren't familiar with it, there's a lot of people on two different sides of an astrological divide, so to speak, right? And some people on one side of the divide are telling the people on the other side of the divide that their system is wrong. And some people on the other side of the divide are telling people on the other side of the divide that their system is wrong. And it's gone way beyond turning into a debate. I feel it's turned into a argument about it. And when it doesn't really need to be an argument. So I called this video on the Zodiac debate piece, and I accidentally typed Botherhood. And so I went to correct it to Brotherhood, but then I figured I would keep it with Botherhood because I think that's what we're forgetting. I think that's what we're forgetting is that really we could have Brotherhood instead of Botherhood. We don't need to have this argument, really, you know? So where I stand on this is, you know, what really matters in terms of prediction is the system that you're using able to create accuracy? If it can create accuracy, then there should be no argument as to whether it's the right system and everybody else is wrong, or somebody else calling your system wrong, right? And equally, you know, if somebody is saying your system is wrong and you know it's accurate, then what difference does it make, right? That's one side of it. On the interpretive side of it, in terms of understanding the individual, understanding karma, both systems can do that as well, right? So for, you know, one system to go, this system's wrong and the other system is right, and this system's right and the other one's wrong, it's really just kind of going over the top with it. When really, if we all kind of came together in a spirit of brotherhood, we could find more ways to agree, I believe, than to disagree, right? And it's turning into, you know, regardless of what whoever started it, right, intended it to be initially, what it has turned into is a battle of traditions and a battle of beliefs. And is that really necessary? Is that really necessary, right? Both systems are able to provide extremely accurate predictions. Both systems are able to provide extremely accurate interpretations. Why do we need to argue about this, right? I think the best thing to do is, if some people feel a need to continue to try to show that their side is right, well, then let them do it, right? And if another person wants to say their system is wrong, let them do it. In the meantime, what we can do is we can all understand astrology, learn about astrology, and enjoy astrology. And we can kind of get on with, you know, continuing what is meant to be, right? Which is, in my opinion, brotherhood amongst astrologers. So I think we need peace. I don't think we need to say one is wrong and the other is right. I just think that that is, in my opinion, completely stupid. I think you're missing the point, right? We don't need to have, yeah, somebody just said teachings are great, but we need to have no animosity, because animosity is toxic. Animosity is toxic, right? And I think we need to be careful saying, you know, that both of these, you know, that both parties are, you know, wrong in doing it too. It's just people's personalities. And you'll find, I'm going to come out and speak this, but I could probably tell you that I would likely find people who would come out and speak against me speaking peace and say that I need to pick a side. But I'm not going to pick a side because I believe in respecting both sides. I believe in respecting sidereal, and I believe in respecting the other side of the divide, which is the tropical. And this is why I don't take a stance on one side or the other and say that mine is right and everybody else's is wrong. You know why? Because here's another thing too. If somebody were to use the system that I used, it may not work for them. It's plain and simple, right? The system I use works for me, and I'm not even going to say what system that is. I'm not going to go there. Right? All that matters is that it works for me, and it helps me to help my clients, right? And it helps me to teach astrology to other people, right? And it helps me to come on this channel and speak to all of you about astrology, okay? So ultimately, that's where I'm at with this. I would say that all the people that are now beginning to choose camps and toss volleys at each other, like, you know, across a field. And there's been a lot of name calling. There's been a lot of name calling in the last several days. I will be the first to admit that my name has been amongst those names, being called. But you know what? I'm not going to rise to the bait, because it's just not necessary. It's really just kind of ridiculous. I embrace both sides. I've been believe in nothing but respect for both sides, and nothing but respect for other astrologers. But when we begin to have arguments, it begins to pollute community. And that's what is important. Community. We can learn much more from community than we can from a divide. So I'm going to stop talking there, and I'm going to see what any of you might have to say about it. Okay? And if there is anything vital that anybody needs some feedback on, you can post that in the window. By feedback, I mean feedback on what we're talking about today. I'm not going to go into astrological questions, right? What I'm going to do is go into how everybody's feeling about this particular situation. How to identify in a chart whether, well, I'll answer this one, a moon is full moon or new moon or normal moon. Well, it depends on if the moon is moving. It depends on if you're using a North Indian or South Indian chart, first of all. It depends on whether the moon is approaching an exact opposition to the moon, to the sun rather, or whether it's approaching a conjunction with the sun. That's how you determine that. Okay. Yeah, somebody says, problem is both astrologers think they're right in their own way. I think there are a lot of astrologers who can think they're right in their own way. And I want to make sure we don't single people out, because I'm against singling people out. Okay, so they do think they're right in their own way. And really, on a certain level, that is all that should be necessary. We shouldn't try to tell other people that they're wrong, right? Yep, and I agree that this needs to kind of come out of the social media realm too, right? But I wanted to talk to you, the viewers, because this hurts you more than it hurts anybody else. When all of us are arguing over what's right and wrong, it hurts you, the viewers. Because then you begin to feel like, oh, well, I can't go watch this person because they might be on this side of the spectrum. Or, oh, this person uses a different system than mine, so they must be wrong, so I will just, cut off watching them. It hurts you, the viewers. And that's what the problem is basically it hurts you, the viewers. The viewers shouldn't be hurt. They should be able to enjoy watching any astrologer without somebody coming in, popping in something in the comment section, attacking the person who's there, right? Certainly we, all have to be a little more mature than this, I would hope. Great, I agree. Many systems of astrology for everyone, whether Western, Vedic, Chinese astrology, why divide and conquer? I completely agree, okay? Yes, it is hurtful to see people behave like this. We need to stop behaving like this, I think. Okay. Let's see. I may not stay on much longer. Just wanted to come on and say something about this because it's, getting to the point where you can't not say something about it. Yeah, okay, so somebody's saying exactly, I was hurt to see the video put today and I was wondering who would I have to choose. You don't have to choose anybody. You can watch anybody you want to watch and you can enjoy that person's astrological presentation. In my opinion, it isn't that one system is right and the other one's wrong. Both are able to give very accurate interpretations. What's important is the astrologer and their trust and faith in their system, and the clients, viewers / students' trust and faith in the astrologer. Okay, I think that is what we need to look at. And I think, again, I'm just going to say it again, I think the viewers get hurt more than anybody else. All right, maybe 2 or 3 more responses, and then I'm going to say peace out for the evening because I have a very busy schedule. Yeah, nakshatras are one area where we can find common ground because nakshatras, in my humble opinion, and that's not to say somebody else is wrong if they disagree with me because they have their opinion. Nakshatras, I believe, predate the use of any zodiac within Vedic astrology. Okay? Okay. All right. Great. So let's see what else we've got. Yeah, the thing is, though, is you don't have to stop watching either of anybody's videos, right? Either camp's videos. You can enjoy watching any videos in any camp, right? A very wise Aditya. Only after winning our 5 senses can we reach God. And that's something I want to bring to the forefront in this too. Right, so let's talk about truth, because both sides of the debate are saying that their way is the truth. Right, what is truth? There is only one truth. That truth is absolute. And that goes beyond any system, any name, any form. That is the absolute truth, because the only absolute truth is God. Those who know the absolute truth, they don't have any need for astrology. So, why argue over it, right? I don't think that any of us knows truth. How would I recommend looking up your nakshatras? I would recommend you picking the system that gravitates best with you and sticking with it. Okay? That's what I would recommend. All right, so I am going to leave it at that. But just know that anything aside from the one truth is just a perspective. There is only one truth. And by that one truth, I mean the universe, God, whatever name it is that you want to call it. When we call it a name, we put it in a form. We limit it. Okay? Beyond that name, and that's an opinion too, right? I'll say that's an opinion. That's my own philosophy, my own belief, right? But I have no problem saying that. But when we put it in a form, we begin to limit it. But ultimately, it's limitless. And maybe that can give us some wisdom about this whole astrological debate. When we put it in a form and we try to say one form is better than another, it's tantamount to saying, well, your version of God is different than mine, so you must be wrong. And I think we're kind of missing the point. We're missing the point. Okay, everybody, I'm going to take off now, and I will talk to you the next time around when we hopefully have more peace and brotherhood than we do peace and lack of peace and botherhood, right? So those are two very contrasting, peace and botherhood. I'd rather have peace and brotherhood. Okay, everybody, take it easy. Talk to you all very, very, very soon. Bye now.